So apparently Eminem is beefing with NF. I seen this in my recommended from Knox Hill's channel. I can see why they would beef if this not just a rumor. This is like an actual thing. I can see why, just because they have like similar styles. I didn't know they was both from Michigan though. But you know, like NF raps and the way he dresses, the way his videos is put together. I don't think he's trying to like copycat out Eminem. If he is, I would see why Eminem would be like an inspiration to NF. You know, based on his style of rap. I mean, I don't see what's the issue is with that, but I don't know. They never collab before. If they was a collab, that'd be dope though. It was a collab, but I want to know if y'all know anything about this issue or the beef or whatever. If they do got beef, or this is just rumors. We about to check out Knox Hill video and just see, you know, his thoughts on the whole thing since he dropped the video on it. This is my first time reacting to Knox Hill, by the way, too, on this channel. So we're gonna check this video out. Hold on.
I want to get better hearing them call me, you want to be shady, you ain't got no voice. Look, we all know NF is a huge fan of Shady. Over the years, through interviews, when talking about his influences, Eminem has always been at the forefront, and he's always showed love. That is until I nailed the back and said if I did that, I'd just be like everyone else in the f***ing industry, especially in that theme recovery clone with me. For those still in denial, let's not get this twisted. The whole Kamikaze album was about Eminem firing shots, whether it was at Joe Budden, Tyler the Creator, MGK, and countless other artists that he had issues with at the time. And I feel like if there wasn't so many disses being thrown out there on that album, so many just side quests and other headlines, these lines would get a lot more focus and attention. Because let's face it, you can dress it up how you want it, but Eminem is a clever writer. He's known for his double, his triple, his even quadruple entendres. He knows how to layer things, to put in details, to set up punchlines. And this is one of those. I mean, going into this bar, he's cursing. He says, fuck it. But when he gets on his punchline, he instead chooses to say an effing, a clever wordplay off of NF. And why? Because NF is a rapper who notoriously does not curse. He's literally directing us to his shot. And why say he's a recovery clone? Well, Eminem's recovery album is about his mental health. It's about his broken relationships. It's about the struggles he's going through up here. These are all themes that NF has built his identity upon. And I always found this situation interesting because when you zoom out, at the end of the day, you have two white rappers from Michigan who have made it in the industry. Now that's something rare in hip-hop. I feel like their family issues, their struggles, how they came up, their love of rap, they have a lot more in common than what they have that divides them. And right. And was inspired by Eminem, and he doesn't hide that. But what happens when the ones you idolize, the ones you look up to, finally see you? And what they say is not what you expected.
So I have to ask, going back a year ago to Eminem's Kamikaze album, there's a mention about you on this album. I assume that you've heard this, but I have to ask you because there's a couple of artists that he mentions a lot of artists on that album, as we all know, and some of the artists that were mentioned there wore that mention as a badge of honor. Like M mentioned me, I'm cool with this. Some of them took major offense to this. When you heard that line, what was your perspective? What was your first thought? And knowing where you grew up, knowing who you are, what you do, your influences, that all of that behind, what was your first thought?
I mean, first of all, there's no way to prove exactly whether it was or wasn't.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I think Eminem is one of the most talented, clever writers of all time. So I guess there's no way to prove that, and I wouldn't respond to something that I can't prove that didn't happen, or I don't even know if I would ever respond to that.
Now, I think for me, this was always a tactical response from NF. Because let's face it, Eminem is 100% throwing shade here. But there's enough wiggle room. It's not direct enough that it leaves enough opportunity open for you to just kind of shrug your shoulders and go, well, I don't really know what the intention is.
I like the rest disses. I don't like clever, like, sneak disses.
But you
know
have
me
to think
personally.
about NF's options in this case. Option one, you acknowledge that it's a diss. But what does that do? Think about the implications. NF knows that by saying that, acknowledging that, all of a sudden, all the conversation, all the discourse, all the narratives change. There becomes so much attention now on Eminem versus NF. And what is NF going to do? And it just continues to build pressure, and the fans start to expect some type of response from NF. And we saw another white rapper take this route.
Yeah.
MGK went down this road. He used to look up to, he used to idolize Eminem. He learned a lot from him. And then he got involved in a battle. And ever since then, even to this day, he is still dealing with the backlash of that diss track, of that battle and that beef. And honestly, I don't think it aligns with NF's ethos. If you look at what he stands for, he's always been an artist.
NF is a better rapper.
His art. He never really wants to take away the attention from his music. He's not someone that goes out of his way to directly diss other rappers, to put himself in situations to be involved in back and forth rap battles. That's just never been his MO.
Right. I agree.
You're not jumping out of that window unless those lines really cut you, unless you really feel a type of way about it. And obviously for NF, that wasn't enough to push him over that edge. So he took the easy out with it and played it off that he's not really sure what's going on with Eminem's intentions. But fast forward, give an artist time to reflect. Give an artist time to marinate on a situation. And sooner or later, it's gonna come out in their music. Now, is this an Eminem shot, or are we conveniently fitting it into this puzzle? What I will say is, at the time, when this dropped, this got a lot of attention. This got a lot of people immediately pointing the finger and going, this feels like this is an Eminem response. And it definitely makes sense. It's not really about Eminem, whereas it's more about himself and where he is at that current time in his frame of mind. And for me, this just stays consistent with the way that NF...
Why haven't they collabed yet, though?
Directly firing a shot at Shady here. It's his way of dealing with his narrative, taking control of it, and putting his perspective on a situation. Because as much as NF disconnects from social media, as long as he tries to stay, within his own bubble, something like this...
Yeah, does Eminem be on social media? I just thought about that.
It's not going to affect him. It's not going to just be ignored. This is something that at some point he's thought about and he's turned over in his head. I mean, look at the recent Fury EP. He even mentions this shady comparisons and take me back to those days. But when you look at Motto and you look at the Sphere project, I think it becomes more and more clear that this is not the type of noise that Nate wants to entertain. He's continued to grow and mature as an artist and to build his own lane. And over the years, he has really developed his sound that is unique to him and his style. And he wants that focus to remain on who he is as an artist. And those lines reinforce that. It's not about trying to receive pats on the back from other artists. It's really about him keeping the focus on where it matters most to Nate, within the music. And honestly, over the years, I feel like Nate's greatest enemy is not other rappers, it's not other people. It's always the man in the mirror. His greatest battle and his greatest challenge always comes from within, in dealing with himself.
Yeah, he shows it a lot, though.
So for him, it's always a fight and a definition of
I do like that, how he shows
what
it.
does his art stand for. And look, as much as NF has changed over the years, the same can be said for Eminem. But one thing I will say is that he has had no problems bringing up past beefs, past issues. I mean, look at the last album that he dropped. He's still firing shots at MGK. He's still talking about talking about Ja Rule, talking about old enemies. If you look up the definition of petty in the dictionary, Eminem's face will be right next to it.
I thought 50 Cent was the pettiest guy.
He will never, ever let go and let you know that. So if Eminem truly had an issue deep down with Nate, if he truly felt a type of way about it, we, the listeners, would also know about that. Because honestly, we'd still be hearing about it. And I think from Eminem's side, it was just a moment. He put it on the track, and it's come and it's gone. And that's where it's left. But what do you guys think? Is this a storyline that's finished? Do you see a world where we maybe one day get an NF diss on Eminem, or even just a more direct response? Let me know down below. And yeah,
what y'all think, bro?
Obviously on the back of NF's Fury EP, it was those wannabe shady lines.
Knox still be breaking down music, bro.
I just thought it'd be an interesting topic.
He catches literally every lyric. I don't know how he does it.
Just kind of break it down and get the conversation going around things. Listen, if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy the content I put out, do me a huge favor, support the channel directly. Subscribe and notifications on. It really helps to push it and to get it out there. Leave a comment below.
If you want to stay updated with the way I'm moving with the
yeah, bro, he the only guy. I know they can turn a 4-minute video into 25 minutes, bro. He be breaking down literally every lyric, man. Y'all let me know if y'all watch Knox reactions. I'm not the biggest fan of reacting to music. You know, I do because y'all tell me to check out some of the music that's out, but I'm more of like a sports type of reactor if I just had to choose between sports and music. But I mean, you know, music every now and then is cool too, because y'all do be putting me on with like new artists, underground artists, you know, different genres, rock and roll, you know, heavy metal. Yeah, heavy metal y'all put me on with, you know, so I don't mind listening to some new stuff, for real. But I mean, y'all, let me know y'all think, I think they should collab though, but y'all think they actually beefing, y'all let me know down in the comments. And if they did beef, if these two did a back and forth diss for this, NF and Eminem. Who do y'all think will win that battle? Let me know down in the comments. Y'all make sure y'all sub up, bro. Roll to 7K subscribers. We out.